Hey guys, aside from our usual filthy language, we talk about sexual assault of children, sexual assault of adults, rape, molestation, pedophilia, murder, and other not so great topics in this episode. So just keep that in mind going forward. Thank you, and please enjoy the show. Hi everyone, this is Hi everyone, this is Lois Recast. This is Lois. I almost said this is the Menendez Brothers.
We're not the Menendez Brothers, and for that we're grateful. First of all, we're cuter. We're cuter.
Guys, I'm a mess today.
And not in prison.
Today we are coming at you on Tuesday, October 15th. Okay, you'll hear this on Wednesday, October 16th. Correct. Amanda?
Correct. Yes.
My director of operations, am I right about that?
You are correct. It will drop tomorrow after you edit it today after we finish recording.
Okay. And I just got done with a college tour with my daughter yesterday.
Yes.
Which I think she's going to go.
Okay.
And as we're on our way home, driving through what I can only describe, if none of you know what foliage looks like, you need to get to the Northeast at some point.
This is the most glorious time of year.
I was driving home and I was like, I am like a little kid around the trees. I'm just like, oh my God. And I'm telling my daughter, take pictures, take video. As I'm driving though, I'm imagining, and many of you parents know what I'm talking about. Some of you are facing it yourselves, what that drive home is going to be like that day.
And
I'm like,
fine.
Trying not to sob hysterical.
Oh, Amy.
Okay,
you got to stop future suffering. You've got to stop
psychological term.
It's like future faking that Matt Maher's obsessed with. You've got to stop future suffering. You've got to stop sitting here imagining you're suffering a year from now.
I'm just sitting here on the porch with my sister wives. So I wanted to talk real quick about my therapy session because Amanda, I think you'll appreciate it.
Please.
I was telling her about this recurring dream that I keep having.
Okay.
I keep having this recurring dream that my life is falling apart in some way. Timmy has cheated on me. He's leaving me.
Okay.
Something's happening, but the person in the dream is not Timmy.
It's
like somebody else.
Yeah.
Anybody else from my past. Boyfriend 1, 2, husband A, whatever.
Now, in your dream, does it look like somebody else, but it's Timmy?
Yes.
Okay, because I've had that dream too, where it's like, I know it's Todd, but it's not Todd at all.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
And so Janet and I have been doing a lot of work about, and I've been talking a lot about visibility and invisibility. And in the dream, the consistent part of it, the recurring part of it is that I'm constantly like screaming at this person. Get them to snap out of whatever's going on.
Got it.
Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
And so we've come to the conclusion that it's me saying, I need you to see me. Right? I need you to see me. And then I'm going to cry.
God.
She said, and who in your life has seen you the most? And I'm like, my kids.
Oh, your kids.
And she's like, and they're going to be going.
Yeah.
And you feel like you're losing that layer of visibility.
Yes. That makes sense.
So you need more of it from Timmy. Timmy is the person who has seen me the most after my kids. But like with your kids, you don't even have to work at it.
Right.
They just see you and love you.
Right.
You know what I mean? And now that...
remember right now they hate you and they're assholes.
That's
so like
true. That's
maybe
true.
Hold on to that piece. But hold on to the shitbaggery of teenagerness. So that when they leave, you're relieved.
I'll just walk in their room and I'll see a whole bunch of nonsense in there and I'll be like, okay.
Okay.
But I think that's what's happening. I need Timmy to get me through this.
He will.
And then I said, I don't know if I could possibly cling on to Timmy any harder than I am right now. He's gonna leave.
He's not gonna
Timmy's
leave.
like, oh my God, girl. Like, I was so, like, a running joke that we have is that Timmy could never deal with anyone who's remotely high maintenance, and thank God I am the way I am.
Right. But you're emotionally high maintenance.
I'm high maintenance.
Yes. See, I might be the perfect person for Timmy, and I'm not into Timmy.
You may be.
Because I'm a little high maintenance. Like, I like to paint my nails and stuff, but I'm not a pain in the ass about it.
Yeah.
But I'm very emotionally autonomous.
Yeah. See,
almost to my own detriment.
I think I used to be. I don't know what's happening.
Okay, I'm going to make you the offer that I've made many of my friends as they have taken their children to college.
Oh, okay.
When you come home and it feels horrible, you come to my house. We put you into the bed behind me. We ply you with whatever it is you need. For you, it'll be sweet, sweet wine.
This sounds great.
Come on down.
Okay.
Come on down. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a logical part of me that is like, I know this is part of it, but it's like, and I'm not worried about my life afterwards. I have many things that fill my life, including this.
Sure.
Oh God, if I didn't have the podcast.
Oh, well, then we'd be scraping you off the ceiling even worse than we're going to be. So we got the podcast.
The BDFs are carrying me through, literally, like, dee, 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 dee. So like, I know that, but it's just, she's right. I feel like I'm losing like my buddies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
So anyway, that's my 5-minute breakdown to be Menendez Brothers.
Well,
a documentary about two kids who killed their parents.
Yeah, I mean, really, it's all coming full circle. I will share my greatest fall foliage. I don't know how you're supposed to say it.
Foliage.
Moment. I was driving to New Paltz, New York, so like the Hudson Valley north, up into the Catskills and stuff. And I was in my little Jeep in college, and I was listening to I was real obsessed for a while with the soundtrack to The Last of the Mohicans.
I actually remember that soundtrack.
Oh, it's so beautiful. It's a
great movie.
Beautiful. It's a great movie, and it's in a beautiful soundtrack. I believe it's Ennio Morricone. Anyway, at this one point, I like crest this hill, and it's this entire view of this valley of colored leaves, just at like the crescendo of like the main theme. I burst into tears. It was like one of the most beautiful moments of my life. It just all came together. Yeah.
Wow, I'm telling you, it really can take your breath away.
Yeah, trees are so beautiful.
When I was coming to meet you at the Bunkie meetup, which was in October, I want to say, right?
It was September 28th.
I remember. Okay, so it mustn't have been that. I was trying to tell Timmy, I was going to an event and I can't remember what it was. And I remember driving, I was by myself and I was driving down the turnpike. And once you hit that Jim Thorpe area in the Poconos, it's so beautiful. You're like in awe. Maybe it was a work trip that I was taking, but it was, it can take your breath away. It really is.
We need to go to Jim Thorpe, by the way.
We absolutely do need to go to Jim Thorpe.
Okay. Yeah. But let's talk about the Menendez brothers.
All right, guys. So I don't know. Maybe this episode needs a trigger warning aside from the murder that we talk about.
Amy's breakdown trigger warning. Okay.
I also will tell you that I spent some time on Mary Brown's Live last night.
Yes.
I will have further details on Patreon on our episode on Sunday.
Sounds great. Look forward to it.
Here we go. We are talking about the Menendez brothers. That's the name of the documentary, The Menendez Brothers. It's on Netflix. It's the brand new one, 2024.
Right. Not Ryan Murphy's Monsters.
No.
Nope.
All right. I'm leading.
Yes, you are.
I can almost do this by memory. So Sunday, August 20th, 1989, the 911 call comes in. Someone has killed my parents. We all know it now.
Yep.
Lyle, I want to talk about this for a second. And I've questioned this every time I've heard this 911 call. What is Erik doing that Lyle is yelling, Erik, stop it, man. Don't do that, man. What is Erik doing?
Maybe he's like grabbing their parents or something.
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
I always thought that part was weird.
Or maybe he's crying.
Maybe he's hysterical. Maybe he was going to confess.
Maybe. He could be hysterical.
Yeah.
I think Erik is the much more emotional of the two.
Listen, all Erik needs is a hug and some love from me.
Amy Archer. Okay. Go on. Continue forth. We don't have time for this nonsense.
Okay. So it's May 10th, 2023, 34 years later. This film is made. It features 20 hours of exclusive interviews. Erik wants to tell his side of the story because he says he's getting older and he won't live much longer. Do you agree current day Erik Menendez looks like Sam O'Neill from Jurassic Park?
I can see it. I don't think he looks exactly like him, but once you said Sam O'Neill, I could see it. But I wouldn't look at him and go, oh, Sam O'Neill.
Okay. All right. You would just look at him and go, he's cute.
Okay. Whatever.
Lyle says,
I don't fall in love with murderers, Amy. I have taste.
Lyle says they've been bonded over family secrets and that horrible night, and they feel like twins. And he feels that for some people, he feels for the first time some people will be able to hear their story and really maybe understand it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't disagree with that.
The shift that has happened in the narrative around sexual abuse for boys and men has absolutely changed. And before we started recording, I said to Amy, I'd listened to Jodine Weber's couple of episodes that she did mentioning the Menendez brothers. I know we've mentioned her before. Caught in My Web, it's Patreon podcast. She was an FBI special agent. Fantastic. You've had her on the pod. Mary Payne's had her. She's
amazing.
She's
also sending her twin children to college next year.
So you two can bond about that. So, but one of the things that she was talking about was, you have to think about it. We've had the Catholic priest sexual, the scandal around the Boy Scouts. Like, we're now willing to say, yes, boys can and are sexually abused.
Yeah.
In a way that we weren't talking about at the end of the 80s.
My daughter watched this.
Okay.
She watched Monster and she watched this.
Right, because she needed to dive deeper just like her mother.
And it blows her mind that people didn't believe them. Yeah. Like, it blows her mind. Gen Zer right there.
Rightfully so. It should blow your mind, but it was a different time.
So we have flashbacks to a time we were living in that whole greed is good culture. Yeah. Lifestyles of the rich and famous. Remember Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous?
Oh, God. Gordon Gekko. Michael Douglas is hot in
Birthday Twin.
Yes.
Everyone says Beverly Hills was considered super safe, and this kind of stuff doesn't happen there. And we get a bunch of news footage. Now we have descriptions of the crime scene. It's bad.
It's so gross.
I mean,
they went to town on their parents
with shotguns at close range.
Yeah, it's real gross.
It's really, really bad, guys. But the police notice that there are no shotgun shells. So that's number one. Erik is 19.
I know.
Lyle is 22. And the bros, I call them the bros, they're hanging out in front of the house. And they say, like, we were not treated as suspects.
I know. I found it interesting that Erik was like, dude, everything they needed to convict us was right there.
Yeah, and they had no alibi. He had gunpowder residue all over their hands. Both of them did. He had all the shotgun shells in his car, which was part of the crime scene.
Yep.
They should have been arrested. So now we meet Pamela Bosanich.
I think that's how you say her name.
Whoa.
This woman is something else.
I like her, but she's like,
I enjoy her.
Yes.
I enjoy her on my screen. I don't particularly care for her, but I enjoy watching her.
She says Beverly Hills Police Department has much better customer service for their citizens.
I bet they do. I mean, it's the rich and famous. Like, it just,
and these
as terrible as it is what it is.
And as I said on another podcast, they present white. I know they're Cuban, but you look at these boys, you roll up on them, they're two white boys.
Yeah. Until you hear their last name is Menendez.
Right. Yeah. So I think that they were treated a certain way. You know, they were, these two preppy, rich boys are
prep school kids. One goes to Princeton.
Yeah. So at 4:20 a.m., Erik is interviewed at the police station, and it's on tape. And he says he walked in the den because he heard the TV, but it wasn't loud. And the detectives are like, it was loud. And that's the first discrepancy that we're seeing. And he says there was a lot of blood and there was smoke in the room. Now we know that really puts him there because the smoke would have dissipated within a few minutes. Yeah. So Erik now says, I only would have seen the smoke if I was there. And it's wild that we weren't arrested. And Pamela says, when a parricide happens, you have to be an idiot not to look at the family members when any murder happens inside a family.
Yeah.
So I did some research on parricides. Let me pull this up. Okay. So this is a research study, and it is published in the Journal of Aggression and Violent Behavior, summer 1999.
Talk about a rockin' periodical there. Yeah. The Journal of Aggression and Violent Behavior.
I'm not going to lie to you. That's something my mother'd probably read before going to bed every night.
Probably. Yeah.
So characteristics of offenders, victims, legal factors, blah, blah, blah. But what I wanted to read, the important part that I want to read to you is what parricide is and how commonly it occurs. So it is, let me get to it. A parricide is the murder of one's mother, father, or both parents.
Okay.
So it could be
matricide, patricide, or both. Okay.
The term may also refer to the individual who kills the parent, whereas 1 of 7 homicide victims in the United States is killed by a stranger. So 1 in 7 is killed by a stranger. 1 in 4 is killed by a relative. And of these intrafamilial homicides, 1 in 10 is a parricide. So it's not common. No. And parricides account for 2% of all homicides. But don't forget, that's counting either or. It's not double. Correct. The percent of double parricides is even smaller.
Sure.
So it's not a common thing.
No.
Okay. So Robert Rand began covering the case the day after the murders. He wrote a book. He's kind of considered the expert.
A little bit less biased than, say, Dominic Dunn.
Yeah.
By the way, can we just talk about, I know we're going to cover monsters later.
Yeah.
Nathan Lane as Dominic Dunn was
perfect.
Oh my God. You could almost not tell it was Nathan Lane. He was so good.
Perfect.
So perfect. Anyway,
I remember when that all happened too.
I do
His
too.
daughter. Yeah. So he meets the brothers a few months later and he says he went to the house. They were laughing. They were dressed in tennis whites. They were carefree. And he thought it was weird that they were like living in the house where this happened. Yeah. He says Lyle did 90% of the talking. He said they loved their parents so much. And at one point, Lyle asked if Rand wanted to help him write a book about his dad. And he said he thought they were like the Kennedys.
Get that name out of your mouth.
I go back and forth here because Eric's jawline could be a Kennedy-esque.
And Jose Menendez certainly had an inflated sense of his own self.
Yeah. He's got a little Joe Kennedy in them.
He's an asshole is what he is.
Jose Menendez?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Regardless of,
so was Joe
of murder
Kennedy.
or not.
That's so was Joe Kennedy. So they have that in common.
As my mother used to say, you had to be filled with a lot of vinegar to live as long as Rose Kennedy did.
There we go. All right. So Lyle from prison says, I was doing what I was always doing. I was keeping up the myth. And Erik at the time, back to the time, said, I would love to be a senator and Lyle president, and we could make Cuba a territory. Lyle currently says, we should not have been meeting with anyone. Without my father directing my life, I was quite lost.
I believe that.
What I wanted to see, Amanda, was visual of them on the phone. I needed to see my man, Erik. How you doing back there? You okay?
I think it's best that you did not see him. I, however, would like to have seen him just because I am a ghoulish, curious person.
So Erik remembers, and I don't want to say every single time that it's them talking from prison, but just know that I'll indicate if it's not. How about that?
That sounds good.
So when I say Erik says and Lyle says, it's their current on
prison
the phone
time.
Prison time. Prison Erik.
Prison
Erik says.
It's like Prison Mike.
Prison
very similar. I crimed.
I just have to tell
I
you
robbed,
something. And it's
stole.
Dark. I have to tell you something that's kind of dark.
Yes.
A gentleman committed a heinous crime around here.
Okay.
And his name was Michael Scott something else.
Oh, shit.
And he went to jail and everyone's doing the Prison Mike memes. Anyway. All right.
Okay.
Because I live in the land of the office.
Yes, you do.
So Erik remembers all the relatives coming to town and they were so heartbroken. And he says, he just has such a poetic way of speaking. God, he says it was as if everything had just turned to ash.
Yeah.
Lyle says, I spent a lot of time at my parents' gravesite. I felt like a ghost.
Okay.
They have the memorial service at Princeton. Everyone's really impressed with Lyle. He eulogizes them beautifully. Rand says Lyle morphed into his father. He went all business.
Business.
Dan comments.
That's the best part of that entire podcast is every time he's talking about Lyle going business.
Yeah.
Doing business. We're doing business everywhere.
He does a good impression of a coked up Lyle.
Yes,
just talking about
business.
He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Just general business.
So now Pamela says they went shopping after the murders and they were spending money as if it was water. They got a Porsche, a Jeep, 3 Rolexes. Erik drops plans to attend UCLA, hires a $50,000 a year tennis coach, which in 1989 was a lot of money. Lyle buys a restaurant because business.
Right, business. The wings.
So Erik says, I was trying to cover the pain of being alive. The only thing that kept me from killing myself is I thought I would be a complete failure to my father if I did. Wow. He really struggled with suicidal thoughts. Like, I know. Really, I'm very surprised that he is here.
Before and after the murders.
Yeah. Yep. Lyle says, I would cry at night. I wasn't living like a playboy. I don't know, Lyle. That's not convincing to me.
No.
Suspicion now turns to the brothers, and Pamela says, I told them to bring me something. We had to have where they bought the guns themselves, something. So they do find the gun shop, and that's what eventually leads to the arrest. And you guys know that it was Oziel's mistress who turned them in. And
Oziel's a real shitty therapist. Jesus.
He's a real shitty therapist. Lyle doesn't like him.
No.
Erik doesn't trust him.
No. Well, their father basically said, I will let them come to you, but you have to tell me everything they say. And he did.
According to the boys, yes.
Yeah. And I believe that.
Yeah,
I think this guy's a scumbag.
Yeah. So they're arrested March 7th. No, they're arrested in March 7 months later. There we go. All right. Lyle says, they could have just called us to the police station, but they arrested me in the middle of the street with the media there like I was a fugitive drug dealer or something. You were a murderer.
A double murder of your parents, dude. Like, this isn't like when I stole some lip gloss from Claire's circa 1987.
Like me stuffing the earrings in my pockets at Hills in 1986.
No, not the same.
No, this is like worse than a fugitive drug dealer, dude. You're a murderer.
I hope the statute of limitations is up on my lip gloss stealing days.
Hills is out of business.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So Erik returns from overseas. They arrest him. Erik says, I was just a teenager and I had no idea of what was to come.
Yeah. He was living in Israel and he was an internationally ranked tennis player. Like he was legitimately good.
That's hot.
Okay.
Rand says it was a local story up until that point, but at this moment, it becomes an international phenomenon, and we see clips of talk shows and comedians, and the narrative in the press becomes two spoiled rich boys wanted to get their hands on this $14 million estate.
Mm-hmm.
It was interesting.
Yeah.
And it's interesting, too, because this is 1990. We're coming out of the 80s. I mean, obviously, you don't hit January 1, 1990.
And everything changes. Yeah.
But I think this is we're coming out of that greed is good era, and you're seeing a little pushback against the rich and powerful, I think.
Correct.
A little bit. So, all right. Aunt Joni. Let's talk about Aunt Joni.
Mm-hmm.
Aunt Joan was stunned, as were the other family members, and Lyle told them they were innocent, and this is a big mistake. And even Grandma Menendez is like, no. Did the boys kill my son? No.
Nope.
No. Erik says, I was terrified to tell my family because I was terrified to tell them why.
Yeah.
Lyle says, I was very worried about Erik, who was an emotional wreck. Now, this was interesting. I didn't think about it from this perspective before.
Yeah.
But he says he told Erik to lie about it because he didn't think Erik could survive in prison. And I'm thinking I could see where that fear comes in.
Yeah. Erik just seems like such a broken, delicate flower. Like he just seems so sad.
Yeah.
It's heartbreaking.
It is. It really is.
I feel like Lyle's an asshole.
Lyle is
something else. But Erik, there's something about Erik that I'm not in love with him like you are, but there's something about Erik that just pulls at my heartstrings.
He's gentle.
He feels
gentle.
Yeah, he feels very broken and gentle.
That one therapist, Vickery, he nailed it when he said Lyle's like Jose and Erik was like Kitty. And I know Kitty was tough, but Erik was like softer like Kitty.
Mm-hmm.
So Lyle says, we were aware our trial would not be about our innocence. It would be about a media spectacle. Well, you're not innocent, so it's not going to be about your innocence.
Right. It's going to be about, can we get you off?
Yeah. So June 1993, they waited 3 years to bring these guys to trial. That's a long time.
Our justice system moves so freaking slow sometimes.
Our
it's
justice
ridiculous.
system is almost as backed up as the hospital system. Don't get me started.
Okay.
So we're in the Van Nuys courtroom.
Mm-hmm.
We know it well. Mm-hmm. And Betty, a juror at the trial, said she knew the details already. And she was like really stunned that this was, they were all kind of like, is it going to be the Menendez brothers?
Sure.
And then Hazel, another juror who I really connected with, she was like, oh, when I saw Erik Menendez walk into that room, I think she was going to say I was like happy, but she didn't because I think she knew that would be in poor taste.
A weird thing to say.
Hey everyone, stay tuned. Little Miss Recap will be right back after these words. Amanda.
Amy.
For our sponsor, Lumi Gummies, today, I have an idea. I think we should do a rapid fire bonus round. Which 90-day celebrity stars need a Lumi Gummy or have taken a Lumi Gummy, maybe?
Okay. Madeline.
Oh, I have her on my list too. Manon. Manon could really use indica.
Yeah, to calm her the fuck down.
Calm down a little bit.
I think Jenny could use a sativa to maybe up the energy a little bit, because there's none there.
Funny you mentioned Jenny. I have Sumit's aunt can use one to
definitely
chill out a little bit.
She definitely could use one. This is a wild card. Florian could use one. I don't know what I don't know what variety.
Yeah,
but
maybe
I feel
he
like
needs a hybrid.
I feel like Florian on a gummy would be good.
Yeah. I also have Dylan's mom from Dylan and Patia.
Yeah.
And I have Luke's dad of Luke and Madeline.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
And we can use Lumi Gummies as well.
Yes.
Yes.
All the time.
Consistent, mellow, and super delicious, Lumi Gummies are specifically designed to make you feel good, not stoned. Whether you're looking for an end-of-the-day de-stressor, a midday mood boost, or help getting the best sleep ever, Lumi Gummies has a strain that's right for you. So, Amanda, our flavor that we like a lot in this home is the sour strawberry cookie hybrid.
Ooh, is it particularly sour?
It's not super sour because I don't like sour things.
Yeah, I don't either.
But I just find that it's the perfect blend of up and down. It's right in the middle.
Nice.
But you feel good. I really like it.
I'm a hybrid girly myself, and I'm going to go with the watermelon sorbet because I do enjoy watermelon, and it's just a nice, cool, chill evening of watching TV.
You know what I need to do? I need to take one before Sister Wives comes out. Before I meet my arch nemesis in the ring.
Yes. I think it would help you a great deal. I think it would help Cody Brown a great deal.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Guys, Lumi Gummies are available nationwide. Go to lumigummies.com. That's LUMI gummies.com. Use code Little Miss Recap for 30% off your order. That is Lumi Gummies, LUMI gummies.com. Code Little Miss Recap. Lumis.com. Code Little Miss Recap. It's 30%. And the link is in the show notes if you guys need it. So, Amanda, at this time, a new channel debuts. It's Court TV.
Oh, my God. I remember when Court TV launched. Everyone was like, oh, my God, we could watch this all day, every day. What?
You know what? Court TV's not around anymore, and I'm thinking we might have to bring it back.
Okay. Well, I think it's just called TikTok.
I need to sit and watch these trials.
I think it's just called TikTok.
So the judge allows the cameras in the courtroom. Now, Leslie Abramson is representing Erik, and the press... Again, for our younger listeners, which we probably have 2 or 3, there you just have to understand how the press talked about women. Like Tom Brokaw is pretty much like, who is this Spitfire woman at 4'11" and 104 pounds? What?
Right. What?
Yeah. You're telling everybody how much she weighs and what size she is? Like, it's wild.
Yeah, and she is a tiny little woman.
She is, but
she's but a force to be reckoned with.
And she was one of the most powerful criminal defense attorneys in the country. You go to jail for something you didn't do, you get Leslie Abramson on the horn, or Gloria Allred. Yeah, any of those. Yeah. So Pamela says, if I told you what I thought of Leslie Abramson, I'd be sued and I'm not losing my house because, I know she's lost all her money.
Whoa. This woman is something else.
Jill Lansing represents Lyle, and Jill Lansing's haircut is right out of Growing
Pains,
out
of the 80s.
Maybe. Yeah. It's.
I remember that haircut well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Okay. Well, I don't think I had exactly that, but I had variations on that Bob situation. Yeah.
Okay. So she says she interviewed Lyle, and he said, being in jail is better than being at home. And Lyle says Jill was perfect for this case. She cared about us, and she did a tremendous job. Pam says the Menendez brothers were like potted plants to me. They were just dumb jock killers.
Jesus Christ. Wow. Ooh, she hates them.
The judge is the same judge from the Rodney King trial a year earlier, Judge Stanley Weisberg. If you're not familiar with that, I'm shocked there hasn't been a documentary about that yet.
I know. Every case he wound up getting.
And just the Rodney King.
I know.
Like, how has that not been a documentary? Guys, I'm giving you this idea.
Yeah.
Documentary. All those documentary filmmakers who are listening.
Right. Has there never been a Rodney King documentary?
Not that I'm aware of. Let's look it up.
Yeah. I feel like there has been. Not that I know it. I just feel like there has to have been.
I hope so.
Yes.
Oh yeah, there
one
has
on Netflix.
Been. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Okay, I lied. Well, I might need to watch that.
Okay, we'll get right on that.
It came out. Oh, there's one called LA 92 that came out in 2017 that has really high ratings.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Okay. There you go.
Amy Archer was wrong. It's not the first time. It won't be the last.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the judge, again, coming off the huge failure of the Rodney King trial. So Alan Abramson now, not to be confused with Leslie, not related. Right. He is a writer for the LA Times. He says there was a distrust of the court system after Rodney King, and this judge was determined to show people that the court system had help me.
Had integrity, had legitimacy
and credibility.
That we weren't going to fuck it up.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you're here to help with the words.
I understand words are hard for this writer that you are.
Yes. Erik and Lyle collected a $650,000 life insurance policy 9 days after the murder. That doesn't feel like a lot to these guys.
No, it doesn't feel like a lot.
They had to split it in half.
Yeah,
that's
but here's the thing. People who are rich like that generally don't have life insurance.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You don't need it.
That's true.
The reason most people have life insurance is to cover their mortgage so that their family can stay in their house and to bury them. That's it.
Yeah.
If you take those two things off because you're rich, you don't need it.
Yeah. So Pamela says the only reason I'm talking about this 33 years later is because that woman, Kitty.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me change my tone a little bit.
Okay.
She's not that womaning Kitty. She's saying that woman gave birth to both of them and was treated like a doormat by her husband and sons and was slaughtered inside her own home like a wild animal.
She really has a thing for Kitty. She's not wrong. I would love to know the truth about Kitty.
Me too.
She doesn't sound like she was a real peach. Not that I'm saying she should be murdered, but like, I have to, I know part of the reason they say is they didn't know how not to kill her.
Yeah. This is where I get hung up on this case.
But I also wonder how much anger they had for their mother not protecting them from their father.
Right. And if we'll save it. Okay. So the defense focuses on why they did it. They were scared. Jill Lansing says Jose was abusive. He was a sadist. Kitty Menendez was unraveling after finding out Jose was having an affair. She was leaving suicide notes, threatening to poison the family. And she says in court, Jill Lansing says, a crazy woman got even crazier. Wow. Leslie says Erik was afraid and killed them because he thought their mother and father were going to kill them. Okay. We learned that Jose was raised in Havana, and the Menendez family was elite. They were prestigious. They were lawyers. They were doctors. They had a very posh lifestyle, but they lost everything in the revolution. And they fled Cuba and they rebuilt in the United States and they came here penniless. So suddenly,
not an uncommon story.
No. And suddenly they find themselves, a prestigious, well-to-do family, penniless in a different country where they are refugees and don't know the language.
Right.
So Erik, my dad, had this unstoppable, Erik says, my dad had this unstoppable drive that people were either afraid of or pulled in by. And he says, my mom was glamorous, but her family was very white. And here, she wanted to be in theater. She wanted to be in radio. And in Jose's culture, the husband was everything.
Yep.
And so Kitty had to give all of that up and just worship at the altar of Jose Menendez. In his 40s, he's running Hertz. He hires OJ as the spokesperson. I remember that.
I do too. The irony of that one.
Yep. He then became the head of RCA Records, Kenny Rogers, Hall & Oates, Dolly Parton. He created Menudo, which we'll talk about later. On the outside, Erik says it looks like we had everything.
Yeah.
So Erik says, we were already going to get the money. We were the sole inheritors. Right. There was something really wrong in our family. Well, you wouldn't have gotten the money, though, if your mother was still alive. That would have delayed it by maybe
for a long time.
Right. That would have delayed it by maybe 30 years.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah.
And they were in their mid-40s.
And if you killed your father and your mother was pissed off at you, you wouldn't get the money at all.
They were in their mid-40s. They could easily have had another 40 years.
They were younger than us?
Yeah.
Oh
Jose Menendez was like 46.
That's like I'm watching this Nobody Wants This Kristen
I
Bell,
watch this. Yeah.
Not Adrian Brody, Adam Brody situation. Okay. And I'm like, this is such a refreshing take on romance and dating and stuff for these 30-year-olds. No, they're 44. Both of them are 44.
Yeah. Jose was 45 when he was murdered.
Oh my God. Okay.
And Kitty was older. She was 47.
Okay. So we revisit Dr. Oziel. We learn about Erik committing the burglaries, having to see Jerome Oziel as part of his sentence. He started seeing him again after the murders. Oziel testifies. Erik told him what happened and how controlling and abusive Jose had been. Kitty was also miserable. And we're seeing this. I liked this documentary a lot because we are seeing footage from the trial.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So on the stand, Oziel says, Erik told me the reason they included Kitty in their plan was because they couldn't find a way to not include her. She would have been a witness, and also they thought she would not have been able to survive emotionally without Jose. They thought Kitty was so, and he paraphrases this and says that they pretty much did like euthanasia. Like they thought she was so miserable in her life.
Right,
that
we're putting her out of her misery.
They were putting her out of her misery. Erik says, I went to him because I was contemplating suicide. And then Oziel essentially blackmailed them.
Mm-hmm.
And Lyle says he was not comforting or helping us therapeutically. He went right to blackmail. And I was angry with Erik because I don't know why he thought Oziel was trustworthy. My father actually had him sign a document that he would report back to my father. He was a sleaze ball.
Yeah, sounds about right.
On the stand, Oziel says he's scared for his life. And if you guys remember, that's how they ended up getting the tapes in.
Right.
Because they judged that because Oziel knew this information that he was at risk.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how they got the tapes admitted for evidence. So Lyle says he never went to the police, which he absolutely could have if he was scared for his life. Instead, he told his girlfriend, Judalon Smith. They break up. She tells the police Oziel raped her, held her hostage. And, oh, by the way, he's Erik Menendez's therapist, and they did it. So she was actually at the police station reporting Oziel.
For other stuff.
It was like BT dubs.
Right. Do you think maybe she was just doomed from the start because her name was Judalon?
Can we talk about Judalon?
Judalon seems like a real wackadoodle.
Are we trying to do Jude from the Beatles? Of course.
Could be, yeah.
But then, like, I don't know.
I don't know how we get the name Judalon.
I don't
it's
know
a
what
real
Alon
strange name.
Is part of.
I don't either, but it's a real strange name. Maybe, she was just doomed because her name was Judalon.
Yeah, and we saw their testimony, and Ryan Murphy, he got that one pretty accurate. So they fight to get first of all, she was Oziel's patient too.
Right. Oh yeah. Oziel's a real problem.
He has no ethics.
No, he's a real problem.
So they fight to get the tapes in. They get them in at the end of the trial. Okay. Now, for some reason here, with no context, we jump back in time.
Sure. Why not?
So why did they eventually confess? So now we see this part, and I played this part 10 times for Timmy and Beth the one night because I was like, this doesn't make sense to me. Help me make sense of this. So in the monster version, we see Lyle writing a note to Erik that details an escape plan.
Right.
In jail when they're being held before the trial. So now we see the LA County Sheriff, and this is from Rand, releases a statement saying the brothers were planning to escape. And in July 1990, they search the brothers' cells and they find this 17-page letter that says at the end, destroy after reading this. Erik says, I couldn't destroy it. I hung on to the letter because it was so moving and touching. It was the first time that Lyle had said some of those things to me. And the authorities retract the statement, but they don't really they just put it in the paper. Oh, by the way, the brothers didn't try to escape.
Yeah.
We never saw that in the Ryan Murphy.
Nope.
So that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. That part I was never able to get to either.
No, but the problem is it contained a confession. So that's how they eventually that was put in a weird spot in the documentary. That should have come before the Oziel stuff.
Yeah.
Whatever. So now they have to tell the family that they're guilty and everything that happened. And Erik says Leslie was really smart and she knew we were keeping secrets and she knew that I had to get to an emotional space where I could talk about this. So she brought in Dr. William Vickery, who is the cutest little
button
of a psychologist I've ever seen.
Yeah, he's adorable.
And he is brought in for the defense, and he examines Erik, and he says, I did not go into it with an open mind, I'll be honest.
Mm-hmm.
He said, but after interviewing Erik, he was so depressed and so distraught. It was obviously something was going on. And Erik said it took him a long time to trust Dr. Vickery.
Yeah.
Because he had been burned by scumbag Oziel. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Vickery said it was real weird because Erik just kept crying and telling me how wonderful Jose was.
Mm-hmm.
It was almost like love bombing Jose in death.
Yeah. Like, I don't think they knew what to say.
No, and I think it was all part of this, like, you know, if you live in a home with an addict or an abuser, it's all this just aura of secrecy and presentation to the world. And I think that was just embedded in them.
I think so too.
Dr. John Conte was the psychologist brought in for Lyle, and he interviewed the entire family. So now we're going to get to the family evidence. These people all testified in the first trial.
Yep.
And we saw the testimony.
Mm-hmm.
Cousin Diane Vandermolen. That's a name.
That's quite a name.
She says, we grew up together, and she said, I saw Jose put Lyle on a kitchen counter and do a trust fall and let him fall.
Jesus
Holy
Christ.
fuck, dude. What kind of a parent are you if you don't like successfully trust fall with your child?
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, he's Jose sounds like a real fucked up guy.
I don't know if I'd do that to Cody Brown. Yes, I would.
Yeah, you would.
Yes, I would. Yeah, you would. Peter Cano, he is Jose's brother-in-law. He witnessed Jose hit Lyle with a closed fist when he was 5.
Jesus Christ.
5, a closed fist.
Yeah, boom.
Is that called punching, or is it called hitting with a closed punch or closed fist? Okay.
Yeah.
There were 0 character witnesses on behalf of Jose and Pamela.
Well, remember back in the day when we weren't talking about child abuse in the way we were, there was a difference in if you hit somebody with your palm or with a closed fist.
You're right.
Like one was punishment, the other one was abuse.
You're right. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Pamela corroborates this, and she says the loss of Jose is a plus for mankind.
Mm-hmm.
He was an awful man who raised sons capable of murder. So there you go.
Yeah.
She's not wrong.
She's not wrong.
Vickery says Lyle was more aggressive, manipulative, domineering like Jose, and Erik was more emotionally available like Kitty. Marta Cano says she witnessed Jose terrorizing Erik at 2 years old.
Jesus Christ.
She says Jose loved Lyle because he didn't cry.
Wow.
So I imagine there was a lot of like, shut up, you pussy. With
Suck
Erik.
it up. Yeah.
Okay. At 11, Jose decides Lyle will be the tennis star.
Mm.
Okay. And he can't practice with Erik because, he's not
Erik's
good,
not good
and
enough.
He's going to bring him down.
Right.
Then we see Ann Burgess. Do you remember her?
Mm-hmm.
Burgess? So she was in that documentary Mastermind, which I think I may need to watch.
I've never watched it, but I've heard it's very good.
Yeah. She's Jody Weber.
Jody Weber talks about it. Yeah.
Yeah. So she interviewed Erik, and she says he regretted this 10 seconds after the murder.
Mm-hmm.
And Erik says, I loved my mother and father. I miss my mother tremendously. I wish I could talk to her and hug her, and I loved her, and I wanted her to love me and be happy that I was her son.
Yeah. These kids did not feel loved. They did not feel cared for. Ann Burgess is one of the pioneers of understanding childhood sexual abuse, and one of the people who was like, yeah, this happens to boys.
And didn't she help develop the, I almost said the AUB. Nope.
Mm-mm.
Nope. The BAU, Behavioral Analysis Unit.
Yes.
To which we had that whole show that's wonderful about the BAU, and they credit these 2 men for creating that and never mention her.
Nice. That's awesome.
What is that one called?
I don't know.
Anyway. So he says, my dad was like a Greek god, and I wanted to be like him, but he was rarely a dad. Burgess had Erik draw. Now, Amanda, you and I, we're familiar with kid drawings.
Yes.
We always say, no kid should be drawing anything creepy.
Nope.
You're going back to the store.
You get returned, a la Sammy from Yellow Jackets. If you start drawing creepy shit, you're out.
A la the kid from The Ring. Doesn't he draw stupid shit? No. Mm-mm.
No, if you're drawing weird shit, you're going back to the store.
Even if you are a 19-year-old.
Yeah, because you're still a kid. You're going back to the store.
So Vickery now says, eventually I started to get the truth from Erik. And now we see Lyle testifying. So this was a big moment when Lyle testified. And him not being able to testify in the second trial because of his own stupidity.
Correct.
Really, I think hurt them.
I do too.
So Jill questions him. It's quite the story. He talks about them Jose and him fondling one another. Jose would put him on his knees, guide his movements. He would perform oral sex. He raped him. And there's this very famous scene where Jill says, "Did you cry? Yes. Did you bleed? Yes. Were you scared? Yes." Erik is crying too. He says he told his mom and she said to stop exaggerating. Dad has to punish you when you do things wrong, and he just loves you. He admits that he did the same thing to Erik, and he cries and says to Erik, "I'm sorry," in the courtroom. And Erik says, "I remember him apologizing for molesting me, and he had never said he was sorry to me before."
Yeah. It's absolutely heartbreaking, completely unsurprising that we're going to assume that this is all. I do believe that Jose sexually abused these boys.
I do too.
It makes perfect sense that if he did it to Lyle, Lyle would then do it to Erik. 100%.
That's how this works.
Yeah.
Hazel says many of the jurors were moved by this, and he was either the best actor or this happened. Pamela, back then on a news show, said there are a lot of abused people who don't commit crimes. Current Pamela says, you want to know what I was thinking that day? I'll be honest. I was like, oh shit, this is good.
Mm-hmm.
So Erik takes the stand now and says he was molested for 12 years. And Lyle was upset because he knew this was going to be tough to hear. Erik can barely say it. He says it started when he was around 6. Now, this is the hard part. I mean, all of it's hard.
All of it's hard.
But this really broke my heart. Is he said he didn't want it to end because in those moments his father was showing him love and kindness.
I know. It's so awful.
And I'm sorry, you don't make that up.
No,
that is such a nuanced feeling.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like when women who've been sexually assaulted or raped talk about that feeling of disassociation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when you hear somebody talk about that, you're like, this really happened to you.
Yeah. Yeah, you can hear it. I believe this really happened. And I believe he was really conflicted about it because it felt terrible. But his father was being kind to him in those moments when he was never fucking nice to him.
Yeah. Erik says one night he did say no and Jose threatened him with a knife and then he started using tools. It gets very graphic.
Yeah.
And Dr. Conte says the public's perception of what child abuse looked like back then was different. Rich men didn't do this.
No.
And these well-dressed boys certainly didn't fit the profile. We have clips of the media, including Saturday Night Live. Sandra Bernhardt says these two arrogant brothers are going to fry to David Letterman. Jay Leno is especially. I hate Jay Leno.
I don't care for Jay Leno in any way, shape, or form.
Whenever we revisit this time period, we always seem to have Jay Leno being terrible.
I never thought he was funny. I've never found him funny.
Ever since I saw Late Night Wars, I just don't like him.
Yeah, he's gross.
He's gross. The relatives call Jay Leno personally and ask him to stop, and they're told, like, sorry, your public domain, it's happening. The family members, the cousin testifies that Lyle told her at 8 years old he was being abused sexually by Jose. 8 years old, guys.
So fucked up.
She told Kitty. Kitty just grabbed him, pulled him upstairs, and ignored the claim. And the cousin says, I thought maybe I was wrong because nobody else seemed to be doing anything about this.
Right. And you're a kid. You don't understand. Like,
yeah.
Vickery
says, why the murder occurred is everything in the family was coming to a head. Erik thought he was escaping to Stanford and Jose had put the kibosh on that. And this prompted Erik to confide in Lyle, and Lyle was stunned to learn the abuse was still happening. Lyle confronted Jose, and in this argument it is revealed that Kitty has known about this all along. Jose is irate and says he can do whatever he wants with his children. And I guess in that day, they felt very threatened. And they try to leave that night. There's more fighting. Lyle and Erik grab their guns and they go in and they shoot them. They went to the movie theater afterwards. They got rid of the guns. They go back home. Lyle calls the police. Now we get this little aside on imperfect self-defense. So imperfect self-defense is you're in immediate danger.
Someone's coming at you to kill you and you kill them.
Imperfect self-defense is the defendant believes they are in danger, but a reasonable person may not believe so. Excuse me. They could be in fear of their life,
right?
But mistaken. And this is what takes it from murder to manslaughter, which is very important.
Yes.
Because it's all about the motive.
It's all about the motive. And we'll get to the second trial.
Yeah. So Erik says, the attorneys believed it was an honest but unreasonable fear for my life. I disagree. It was very reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
He could be right.
Mm-hmm.
Closing arguments. Pamela was constantly saying Erik had opportunity to move out. Now, this is something that I've had this conversation with my mother. Because my mother kind of said, and we all know she can take the hard line sometimes. She was like, why didn't they just get away? They were grown men. Erik says, I had been groomed to know I could not escape. Don't forget, my father was wealthy, dynamic superstar who had reach.
Yep.
Like, he wasn't going anywhere.
No.
Where was he going to go?
These kids had no control of their own life.
He couldn't escape to Stanford. Jose Menendez could pick up the phone and make a phone call to Stanford.
Right.
And Eric's out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, no.
I'm not paying your tuition, so you're coming home. Like,
yeah. So,
18, 19, you don't have any control
like,
of your own
did
life.
they have more options than, like, Amy Archer and Amanda Lipnack? Yes.
Yeah, 100%. Because they had means, but.
They had means. That's different than, yeah, you're right. That's different than having options.
Mm-hmm.
So here are the charges that are presented. 1st-degree murder, 2nd-degree murder, or manslaughter, which is unreasonable killing in good faith.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing the jury does is take a show of hands, and it's gendered.
Mm-hmm.
Straight
down.
The women are saying manslaughter. The men are saying 1st degree. It's a battle of the sexes. And I believe they had 2 juries.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
One for Lyle, one for Erik. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the men had a hard time thinking that a boy could be abused by his father. I have done a ton of research on this, so I can't remember where I heard this, but one of the jurors, it may have been the Ryan Murphy thing, I'm not sure. So if that's where it's from, it might not be accurate. But I believe one of the jurors thought that Erik could be gay because he must enjoy this.
Right.
Yeah.
So disgusting.
It's gross. So they deliberate for a month and they're deadlocked. It's a hung jury. And Pamela says, I didn't win and that was hard, but I didn't lose. But I didn't win.
Mm-hmm.
Erik says, I knew I wasn't going home, but knowing we had to do this trial all over again.
I can't imagine.
Now we see Gil Garcetti, the LA DA, we know him well, saying, I'm trying them again.
Yep.
Which, of course, they had to try them again. I mean, they committed murder.
Right. No, I have no problem with that. I have problems with how the trial happened.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Why didn't they plea bargain this down?
Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe they wouldn't take a plea. Maybe
they wouldn't take a plea, or it was such a high profile thing they didn't feel like they could.
I would have pled down to manslaughter if I were these brothers.
Same.
So Pamela says, fuck no, I wasn't doing this again. I'd rather eat my own shit. Now, this is important. 5 months later.
Like I said, don't like her. I enjoy her on my television.
5 months later, O.J. Simpson's arrested.
Yep.
Erik says, we knew O.J. He was at our house. He threw the football around in our yard. Now we're in jail together. So Erik is in what they call the celebrity jail with O.J.
Right.
Lyle is in the, you kind of look like a serial killer jail.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Lyle gets bored, Amanda. So what are you supposed to do?
You start calling people and telling them your whole story.
You call people up and you start confessing all your crimes. I mean, he gets in this conversation with Norma Novelli. She starts writing a book. She's recording everything. On these recordings, he's admitting to lying. It's interesting, though, because the part of the tape that I heard was him saying that he would lie to help his case. But it sounded like the way it was phrased, it was almost like he wanted to discredit Oziel no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
And he would lie to do so.
Yeah.
It was focused around that. It wasn't like, oh, I could just pay everybody. But I don't know. I've heard they're real bad. So,
yeah.
I
have zero doubt that she was in love with him.
100%.
Yes. Even though she denies it.
I think she is a middle-aged writer
who
falls in love with murderers.
Feels very familiar. Go ahead.
Boy, okay. That was a tough mirror to look in. Rand says, I think she had a crush on him. And at some point she got upset he was into other women and she turned on him.
Yep.
These tapes were never admitted. And Lyle says it's because he's slamming the judge in many of them. Judge Weisberg. Now we have to relive the fucking OJ verdict.
Oh, God. Do you remember where you were?
Yeah, I was So it was October 3rd, 1995. I just started at my local Penn State campus, and I was in the student center, and it was on all the TVs.
I was in the Scrounge, which was this student snack bar kind of place.
Mm-hmm.
And there were news people from Philadelphia. Like I was on the Philadelphia News saying I was shocked because I thought he did it. I still think he did it. Also, he wrote that whole book that was like, if I did it, this is exactly what I would have done. Yeah. Okay, dude.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, listen to me. O.J. Simpson is guilty. Hot take, official stance of Little Miss Recap.
Look at us going out on a limb.
We're so brave. Hey everyone, stay tuned. Little Miss Recap will be right back after these words. Larry King interviews Leslie, and she says she cried in that moment because she knew it was going to be bad for the boys.
Yeah.
8 days later, the Menendez trial starts.
I know.
What?
The fact that this was right after OJ changed everything about this.
It absolutely did.
Because they couldn't lose again.
They couldn't. Yeah. So Rand says Weisberg was humiliated by the verdicts of the first trial and OJ, so he's real thirsty for a conviction.
Mm-hmm.
We meet Andrew Wolfberg, who is the juror for the second trial. He's the only juror from the second trial that we get to talk to. Weisberg says, Erik and Lyle are not women, so the battered women excuse, the abuse excuse, does not apply. So all of the abuse stuff is out.
Yep. He damned him right there. He damned him right there.
You took, this was the mitigating circumstance for the murder. You can't take that. I don't know. I need to talk to a lawyer because I don't know how they're out of appeals. I don't know how they could not appeal that right there.
Right.
But they did appeal to the federal level.
Yeah.
So I was talking with Shubnam about this, and we were talking about appeals, actually, who is a lawyer. So maybe I did already talk to a lawyer about this. And Shubnam said something like you're allowed a certain amount of appeals to certain levels. So maybe because they got to that federal level, they can't appeal again. No,
they're done. Yeah.
It's insane to me how that is not misconduct.
I agree.
So anyway, Leslie goes bananas. She tells a cameraman outside that the judge might as well just take out a rifle and shoot them right there in the courtroom. It's done. No cameras, no transparency.
Nope.
Erik is the only one to testify because the family members can't testify.
Right.
No one else can testify. And idiot Lyle can't testify because business. Put his business
to Norma.
all over Norma. So the only verdict options now are murder one or nothing. And Andrew Wolfberg's like, we had to convict him because they didn't not do it.
Right. And that's it. If they had charged them both with both first degree murder and manslaughter, I think there's a chance they could have been found guilty of manslaughter, not first degree murder.
And Jodine Weber brought up a good point. One that I had never thought about before is they could be tried for different things.
Mm-hmm.
Like Lyle could receive a harsher sentence because I guess I'm not, don't quote me on this. And I didn't look it up and I should have, and I'm embarrassed that I didn't, but I believe that he did most of the shooting.
And he went outside and reloaded his gun and went back in, which then Jody talks about the whole thing of premeditation. Does that reset the clock on premeditation?
Right.
Taking that break.
Yes.
And the thing that she said, which the thing I wanted to talk about is they're looking at potentially resentencing them, not getting rid of the conviction, but resentencing them because now we actually admit that childhood sexual abuse happens to boys, blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
They're not a pair. They don't have to get the same thing.
Correct. And I don't think they will.
I think Erik could be let out, and I think Lyle may never be let out.
And here's another thing. Lyle was not living at home. Mm-mm. They had gone the week before, he and Kitty, and set up his apartment in Princeton. Mm-hmm. He was not in immediate danger because he was not living at home.
Nope.
So that case can be made as well.
Keep getting himself almost kicked out of Princeton, but that's a different problem.
But that case could be made as well, that Erik had to live there.
Yeah.
And was currently being abused.
Correct.
Yeah.
Because Erik was abused up to the time of the murder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the juror also says the prosecution doesn't have to prove motive. They just have to prove the elements of the case happened. And they did.
Yeah.
Less than a week, they come back with guilty. Gil Garcetti, thrilled, pumping his fist in the air. Mm-hmm. Hazel, juror from the first jury, says that jury saw a completely different trial that was engineered to get a murder one conviction.
Mm-hmm.
She's right.
She's right.
They get life with no parole. They do an interview with Baba Wawa. And also my birthday twin.
Another birthday twin. Yeah. You have all the famous people.
I do.
I have Jerry Lewis. That's all I got.
Oh, okay. He's fine. Yeah. Right? Is he problematic? I don't know much about him.
I don't know. I was listening to Jake and Matt talk about stuff, and apparently he was not a particularly nice person. I don't know if he was a problem, but I don't think he was he wasn't just the guy we saw on the telethon.
Oh, okay. All right. So basically they do this interview with Barbara Wawa to plead to stay together. That's their big plea.
Yeah.
No one cares, and they separate them.
Yep. No one gives a fuck.
Erik goes
I would say the scene in Monster where they're like walking out and then the buses go separately. Oh, heartbreaking.
Well done. Mostly for Erik, who really came to think of Lyle as his protector.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like, he might need protection in jail.
Yeah, I worry about Erik.
So Erik goes on a hunger strike to try to keep them together. Doesn't work. They appeal to the federal court system, and that's it. 3-judge panel says nope, and there's no further grounds for appeal. Okay, so let's talk about them now, and then we'll talk about the change in their case, and then we're done.
Okay.
Lyle has earned some degrees. Erik, what did you think of his paintings? It's very Thomas Kincaid.
Very Thomas Kincaid.
Clearly.
I don't care for it, but technically he has skill.
It's not my style.
No.
But
he's trying to be the painter of light, and it's going okay. It's going okay.
So Erik discovered painting, and he said he took to it like someone thirsty takes to water. Amanda, I need to find out if I can get one.
No.
No?
No.
Not allowed?
No.
You're closing the budget for this.
First of all, Timmy would murder you if you spent money on a fucking Erik Menendez painting.
That's true. We all know Timmy does not like to spend money, especially on a murderer's painting.
Right.
I'm afraid. Here's what I'm afraid of. If I get the painting, I need you to get it for me because I'm afraid I'll get emotionally involved.
Okay. I'm going to see how much you can buy this for.
You can't. I already tried.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Then.
He's not selling them. He's just sending them out to people. He sent a portrait of Kathy Griffin.
Yes.
To herself.
Yes, I see that. Yeah. No, do not start writing to him so he makes you a painting.
Okay. So in February of 2018, they were reunited in a San Diego prison, and they were sobbing. And Lyle says they were apart for 21 years, and it was really because of the societal shift in thinking about male sexual abuse that helped. They talk about the Oprah special in which she had an audience of male sexual assault survivors. So I'm going to say something about Oprah. Yeah. Oprah is what I like to say a complicated historical figure.
She is a complicated historical figure. She brought us Dr. Oz.
Oprah's given us some bullshit.
Yes. Okay? Dr. Phil and Dr. Oz are because of Oprah.
But Oprah has also done a lot of good. And this is an example. She did. I remember this episode. You remember it?
The one area I feel like she's always done well in is in and around sexual abuse, sexual assault, childhood abuse, because that was her experience.
Yes.
So she doesn't fuck around with it.
No, she doesn't. And I remember this episode. It was very moving. It was groundbreaking.
It was.
I don't think I realized how groundbreaking it was at the time.
Right.
But it was.
Yeah. It was.
So Lyle starts getting letters from other male survivors, and he's even created a community in the prison, and he says he's devoted his life to this. So it sounds like put the lotion in the basket has really turned around.
Yeah.
Erik says it was a culture of silence, and it was finally broken in the 2000s.
Yeah. True.
Rand says, so now we're coming up to current time. Rand says, in the fall of 2020, my son was showing me TikToks about this case, and it was interesting because it seems a new generation is becoming educated on this case and fighting for reform. Hazel says, the juror from the first trial, if they were tried today after the Me Too movement, the most they would get is manslaughter.
I agree.
And I think she's right.
I think she's right.
Pamela is not happy about the trend in which kids these days are trying to get the Menendez off of their crimes here. And she says, hey, I have an idea. Let's have justice by TikTok. We just put up a poll and you vote. And by the way, TikTokers, I'm heavily armed. I got guns all over this fucking house, so don't fuck with me.
She's insane.
Whoa.
I hadn't seen that part when I told you I was enjoying her, and you're like, oh, hold on, girl. That woman's nuts.
She's got a real get your ball out of my yard feel to her. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Erik says he went to...
Pamela would like to speak to many a manager.
Oh, fuck
yeah.
Erik says he went to the only person who had ever protected him, and this happened because of him. I went to Lyle, and he was arrested because I told Dr. Oziel, this is all my fault. So in a way, I did not protect Lyle. Oh,
I know, it's heartbreaking.
Baby doll, he just needs a hug.
No.
Lyle wonders if he did rescue.
Smack your snout.
Lyle wonders if he did rescue Erik. I mean, look at his life. It feels impossible, Lyle says, that I couldn't do better.
Mm-hmm.
There's a family. Now I want to talk about this. There's a quick family picture at the end of this documentary. It shows the four of them.
Yeah.
Jose has his hand around Lyle's waist.
It's a real weird position to have your hand in as an adult, as a father with an adult.
Thank you.
A late teen child.
Yes, thank you. Like, I didn't
feels
know if
overly
I was just
familiar.
being gross.
No, it feels really overly familiar.
Yeah. I didn't like it.
I didn't like it either.
I don't know why he just wouldn't have
his hand on his shoulder.
Yeah. I didn't like that.
Or even just with his hand on like the middle of his back.
Yeah.
It's the wrapping around.
And like low on his waist.
Yeah, it feels really weird.
It was weird. So Leslie, Dr. Oziel, and Jill Lansing have all refused to be interviewed, but Leslie puts out a statement and she says, 30 years is a long time. I'd like to leave the past in the past. No amount of media nor teenage petitions will alter the fate of these clients. Only the court can do so, and they have ruled. Leslie's 80 now, by the way. They're both married. Lyle was, and this is, I don't think this was in the documentary. I pulled this from other sources. Lyle was first married to Anna Erickson, who was smoking hot.
Yes, she was.
From 1996 to 2001. And then he cheated on her.
Okay. This feels like some love after lockup shit right there.
Now he's married to his current wife, Rebecca, and they got married in 2003. Tammy Sockerman is Erik's wife. They got married in a waiting room at California's Folsom State Prison. When I hear Folsom State Prison, you know what I want to say.
Johnny Cash.
In 1999, after exchanging letters for several years. So I have a quick update from The People magazine. All right, here we go. In a press conference on October, so let me start from the beginning. I'm sorry. Okay. So Los Angeles County District Attorney George Gascon has announced he is keeping an open mind about Erik and Lyle's bid for a release for their new case. So let me explain what is going on here. So in a press conference on Thursday, Gascon responded to the filing saying he is not leaning in any direction right now. He says, we have people in the office that are looking at this very carefully, very experienced lawyers who are looking at this. We're reviewing the information, but I think it's important to recognize that both men and women can be the victims of sexual assault and that they have a moral and ethical obligation, his office, to review what is being presented. So in the newly presented petition, which I believe the habeas was filed by Mark Geragos.
Yeah, I believe so.
Erik and Lyle's attorneys cite sexual abuse allegations by Roy Rossello, a former member of Menudo, against their father, who Rossello claims raped him in the 80s. And there has also been several other members of Menudo have said RCA executives. Basically, it was kind of like a Jeffrey Epstein situation.
Right. They recruited them and it's gross.
So that came out in early 2023, I think.
Maybe.
I can't remember. The brothers' attorneys also pointed, so Rand, the author, who is close with the family, one of the family members died and they were clearing out a house and they found this letter in which, and it was written a couple months before the killing.
Like 6 months before the killing. In
which Erik has written to his cousin Andy Cano describing the sexual abuse. And in the way that it's worded in the letter, it sounds like he had told this cousin earlier as well.
Right. Like, remember that thing I told you about? Here's more details
it's
about
still
it.
happening. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, here we are. Mark Garagos, the Menendez brother post-conviction attorney, says the pair are cautiously optimistic about the petitions. So that's where that stands right now. But I did want to talk about something else real quick. Oh, the hearing for that is set for November 29th.
Right.
So in Donovan State Prison, there's a unit called the Echo Yard, and that's where the Menendez brothers are currently held right now. And it's a little loose with the rules, but you have to earn your way in, and you have 2 infractions and you're out. Okay. So it's kind of
good behavior. You get to be in a easier space. Makes sense.
They offer yoga, movie screenings. They work with guide dogs who are in training. And the Menendezes have worked with this woman who's a spiritual outreach leader to create this huge mural. And they've gotten a bunch of people involved. And many of the inmates, I watched this local news story about it. Many of the inmates are talking about how much they love Erik and Lyle and how much they've helped them. And this art is therapy for them. And you should see this mural. It's amazing. It's all across the outside of the prison in the yard.
Okay.
And they've also championed causes like helping prepare prisoners for release, helping to fight for ADA requirements in prison, and a bunch of other stuff. So they have dedicated their lives to doing good things. I think that could help them.
I think that could help them as well. If, let's say they get resentenced, right? And so I'm just going to assume them as
the end of my nonsense notes, by the way. So now we can chat.
Let's call them a pair and they'd be resentenced together. They may or may not be. They don't have to be. They are not a match set. They don't, where one goes, they don't both have to go. That said, I don't feel like the world is in any level of danger if the two of them are let out.
No, I don't think so either. Where I struggle with this is the kitty thing, right?
I understand. Yeah.
I could
Why did they have to kill her? Yeah.
I could see a world in which a lawyer would say, we'll get it down to manslaughter for Jose, but we're sticking with the murder in the first for Kitty. I could see that happening.
I could see that happening too.
I don't know. They would have to really, there's got to be, and there's a ton of evidence we haven't seen that was probably presented, hopefully in the first trial. It would have to be very clear to me as a juror that Kitty was involved in this
or knew
in a way that, not doing it, but was involved, like complicit in that she was creating a space for it to happen.
She didn't protect her kids.
Yeah.
I mean,
but
I'm not even going to say, if I knew my husband were abusing my children in this way, I would leave. He would never see them again. It'd be done. Like, done.
But I'm going to push back on that. If the kids are afraid of his reach, imagine how she felt.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. Like,
she's a victim of his as well.
She's absolutely a victim of Jose as well. But she also didn't protect her children. So I can see from her child's perspective, fuck you, mom. Why didn't you protect me?
Yeah. Yep. So. But I totally get why she may not have.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Like, I don't know.
He's a bad dude. And he really fucked up a lot of people.
Right. If he was doing this to his kids, God only knows how he fucking treated her.
Right.
Like, if he's punching 5-year-olds and failing trust falls, do you think he's kind to her in any way?
No.
Like, no. I don't know, man.
It sounds like he was constantly cheating on her. Not that that's an excuse for anything, but like he was a terrible person who treated everybody in his life terribly.
What I would need...
Does that mean he deserved to be murdered? No.
I think what I would need to get me there, because they did allude to this in the Monsters. I almost said program. What I would need to know is that they felt that Kitty would murder them if they had killed Jose, or that Kitty and Jose, because in the show, in the Ryan Murphy depiction, they make it seem like that night Kitty and Jose like go into the den, and Erik and Lyle think, oh my God, they're going in there to get guns.
Kill us, yeah.
They're coming out to kill us. I would need to see that they believe that in that moment. And then, okay, I could see you killing both. But here's the argument. Even if they were, let's say we gave them 2nd-degree murder for Kitty. 35 years, they might be out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They might be out. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think they believe they need to be in prison for the rest of their life. I just don't.
Or can they change it to, can they change their sentence to murder with parole? And then see if they qualify for parole like everybody else. I don't know.
I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens.
This also opens up the door of how many other people are sitting in jail because they've committed crimes because they've been sexually assaulted.
Right.
Men, boys.
Men.
How many men of color are sitting in jail because they sold drugs that are now legal?
Yeah.
And their sentences have not been looked at. And white men too. You know what I mean? Like, just I don't know. I feel like if we're gonna do this for these rich boys, we
have
need
to do it for everybody.
Do this for a lot of other people.
Yeah, agreed. It's interesting. It's an interesting case. I don't think they need to be in prison for their entire life. I just don't.
Let's let Erik out.
Amy.
Is that Leo behind you?
Is that Leo? Yes, I believe so.
Why is Toby never represented on the podcast? Does he hate me?
No, Toby will never want to be held. That's what a lot of it is.
Okay.
Quite often Toby's like asleep back there on the bed.
Okay.
Or he's doing sexy time to Leo.
Oh, right.
But no, he never wants to be held in the way Leo does. So he'll never be like in my arms as we're recording like Leo was about 15 minutes ago.
Okay. I got you.
Who I had to put down because he was purring so loudly. I wasn't entirely sure the microphone wasn't picking it up.
Guys, you may hear a cat purr halfway through this episode. That's okay. Yeah, I didn't catch it, so I didn't write down the time.
Okay. So, there you go.
Okay. Amanda, thank you for putting up with my nonsense about this. I
love it.
Guys, what you didn't hear to the therapy session we had in the beginning of this was I was sobbing when I signed down with Amanda this morning. So I'm going through a lot. She's carrying me through this.
I got you, girl.
And the BDFs are as well. And guess what, guys? We hit 1,000 patrons.
So now we're doing a monthly YouTube live.
Also, I'm going to be, I don't know what form this is going to look like yet, but I'm thinking of something where I'm going to do some kind of infamous or famous or classic murder doc on Patreon once a month.
Okay.
So look for that to be coming because you're going to get to vote in it.
I see. I see.
Yeah,
I look forward to that.
Because there's a lot that I missed.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of waking up to this true crime stuff.
Well, welcome to the world, girl.
Thank you. All right. Everybody go ahead and subscribe to our newsletter.
Yes, please.
Amanda's in charge of it and she does a beautiful job. And she does this Amanda's Coaching Corner.
I was expecting to get a lot more hell for my take on Christine's behavior at the sprinkle than I did, but it's okay. I feel okay with what I said.
I said what I said.
I said what I said. I don't think she handled it well.
Yeah, I kind of agree. And if you would like to hear bonus content, ad-free episodes, and much more true crime, please join our Twin Flame universe on Patreon, Supercast, or Apple subscriptions. And if you can't do that, that's fine too. Can you leave us a review?
Or share this episode with a friend who you know is also a true crime junkie.
Oh, guys.
Hit that little text button. Boop.
Yep. Everybody's talking about Menendez right now. Send this to your mother and be like, what do you think of this? Or your aunt or your grandmother. What do you think?
Maybe you have to teach them how to listen to a podcast. It'll be okay. They can do it.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening to Little Miss Recap. If you'd like to support the show, the best way you can do that is to join our Twin Flame universe, which is our Patreon, Supercast, and Apple subscription feeds. The links for those are in the show notes. You get ad-free episodes and a ton of bonus content. You can also subscribe to the feed so you don't miss an episode, share the show with a friend, and leave a 5-star review. To contact the show, please email me directly at amy@littlemissrecap.com or join our Facebook group Backdoor Friends. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next time.